meep. Meep, meep. Meep, meep. Meep, meep.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and the Trump conviction backfire train has been unstoppable. There are several important stories from over the weekend that highlight this fact, including Trump getting on TikTok and completely embarrassing Biden, attending a UFC event and being widely celebrated by the crowd there, raising $200 million, and now having GOP senators banding together to block all Democrat floor action over the Trump conviction, which is exactly what they should do, which is exactly why these losers keep winning, is because there's never been a penalty for it. Let's actually start with that part of it, because I think from a legal perspective or from a government perspective, that's the most spicy. Obviously, the UFC stuff is funny. We're going to talk about that, the TikTok stuff, the money raising, all that. By the way, if you're enjoying my coverage, all I ever ask is that you leave a like on this video, and if you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below. GOP senator aims to block floor action over Trump conviction. 8 Republican senators are now vowing to vote against any spending bills, judicial nominees, or Democratic legislation brought to the floor in protest of former President Trump's conviction on 34 counts of BS. This is how you do it. You stick to it. You make it hurt. You make sure that these next 5 months that Joe Biden is in office, he passes nothing. He gets nothing done. He can't send any more money to Ukraine. He can't send any more money to Israel. He can't send any more money to everywhere else around the world. You just make him completely useless more than he already is. Nearly every Republican member of Congress has criticized the verdict, and Trump allies have been livid and plotting retaliation, which, by the way, I believe they should do. I have left the live on the high road population gated community. I am now in the streets with the they go low, we must go lower crowd. I hope you'll accept me. It also comes as Trump's backers have already been urging Republicans to delay this year's government funding to fight to 2025. He was joined. Strongly worded statements are not enough, Mike Lee from Utah said, who led the effort, tweeted, "This is who turned our judicial system into a political cudgel, must be held responsible." He was joined by 2 Trump contenders, J.D. Vance and Senator Marco Rubio. These are 2 names that have been flying around in the VP race, so that does not surprised me, although I don't think either will be VP, as well as Rick Scott from Florida, who recently announced a bid for GOP leader. Tommy Tuberville of Alabama, Eric Schmidt, Marsha Blackburn, Roger Marshall, and more. The bottom line is Republicans are wasting no time in turning Trump's conviction into political ammo. Are you joking? His conviction in and of itself was preposterous. It was a sitting president and the judicial system rallying around each other to make ridiculous charges against a political foe, to try and hurt him in the polls, which, depending on what website you read, there was, early there was a huge boost. And then I saw a bunch of articles over the weekend that, the polls hurt him. I suspect that none of this will matter come November. We as a society are of the goldfish mind in 2024. No one's going to remember this in November. They're just going to vote for Trump, I suspect. But I think it's going to be closer than people think. It makes me nervous with so many people running around talking about landslide this, landslide that. No, the work must be done. You see this now. Trump raises more than $200 million in the 3 days following the guilty verdict, which dwarfs the amount of money that Joe Biden was able to raise. Now, I don't know if you can necessarily correlate money to votes, because in the 2016 election, Donald Trump spent significantly less, if I remember correctly, than Hillary Clinton did, and he still beat her. But this says here, in an interview for Fox News, the former president's son, Jr., explained that a considerable portion of these funds were from small donors, the $200 million, reflecting broad popular support. Just in terms of the small dollar, we're well over $70 million. This is $21 donations, $43 donations, small dollar donations. I wouldn't call them that. $43 is a lot of money to a lot of people, but that's neither here nor there, especially giving to a political guy. In addition to small donations, the campaign received significant contributions from large donors, bringing in total raised more than $200 million. During the conversation, Eric Trump commented that 30% of the people contributing to Donald Trump's fundraising had never participated in financing political activities in history. These are Americans who are pissed off. They're coming out of the woodwork. They want to support a guy that they believe he's getting bamboozled by a system, he said. I would support all of that. That's probably exactly what it was. Now also, let's talk about the declassified stuff after a minute. We'll talk about the TikTok stuff after a minute. Let's go to the UFC, which is hilarious. Sean Strickland won his bout, immediately supported Donald Trump, said he's going to be donating money to Trump. You had the walk-in, basically legendary walk-in and support for Donald Trump. This event took place just a few miles outside of New York City. Sean Strickland shouts out Trump after UFC win, vows to do one thing to show support. The former president Republican nominee for 2024 was in the House at Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, and the roof came down, basically. It was a first major public appearance since being convicted of falsifying business records. Judging from the warm reception he got, the Manhattan case hasn't done much to impact his popularity with fans. I mean, it's UFC. UFC fans like Trump. Trump's a fan of the UFC. He took the roof off the arena. Strickland had a special message for him. You can see the round of applause for Donald Trump is getting right now is pretty staggering from Joe Rogan, by the way. And you can catch a little thing that Joe Rogan says, which we're going to take a look at.
Also with us tonight, 40 CEO Dana White. Donald Trump is in the building, and the former president getting a standing ovation from the...
You can hear the crowd is like...
Here at UFC 302.
I mean, the crowd's going bananas for him. This is a whole stadium full of people, you know? I mean, it's pretty impressive. He's like, I love that he like knows all these people, it seems like, or he knows a bunch of these people, you know?
Well, you had a sneaking suspicion that
there's some young kids.
Trump would be in the building for UFC.
They're sitting next to Trump.
He is a rabid mixed martial arts fan. I kind of feel like he's betting on these fights when he's not actually here.
Yeah.
Boy, the round of applause he's getting right now is pretty staggering. And you had to imagine that's what was going to happen.
There's Joe.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, like, you see even Joe Rogan being like, damn, you know, like the people were going bananas for Trump. And by the way, this wasn't the only fighter, too. Hold on. We got more. We've got so much news for you today. If you're still with me this late in the video and you haven't left a like on it or subscribed or followed, I hope I will earn that by the end of this video. By the way, I'll be live at 5:30 Eastern today discussing the Fauci stuff, all the latest Trump news, all that stuff over on Quartercast, which is my YouTube live channel, which I'll leave linked in the pinned comment down below, or on the Mean Green website, which is where I prefer you watch. You know, even if you want to watch my standalone videos on YouTube and or whatever, that's cool. But hopefully you'll watch my lives on the Mean Green site. Then you see, after Sean Strickland wins his fight, this is also important. You see this. UFC fans and fighters love Trump. Kevin Holland just got knocked down and immediately snapped his homie's arm and went to celebrate with Donald Trump. You can see here's the post-fight with Sean Strickland. And then you hear Joe Rogan basically, it sounds like he endorses Trump.
President Trump, you're the man, bro. It is a damn travesty what they're doing here.
The crowd went berserk.
I'll be donating to you, my man. Let's get it done.
Let's get it done. Congratulations, sir. Sean Strickland.
Joe Rogan hitting him with a let's get it done. I don't know. I don't know, if Rogan's necessarily a big supporter, but maybe he was just repeating what Sean Strickland said. It's difficult to know for sure. Then you see this UFC fighter Kevin Holland instantly runs to Trump after being declared the winner. You can see here. I don't want to get flagged here, so it seems like the UFC's taking this down. So he gets declared the winner, right? He jumps the octagon and immediately shakes Trump's hand. I mean, based. And hits Dana, or is that Joe Rogan, I think? I can't tell, but oh, by the way, this guy's a black guy, so, the Trump's a racist card is probably not going to pop off in 2024. Kevin Holland showing respect to Trump after his win proves the real ones recognize strength and leadership. It's time to stop hating and start understanding why real men stand by Trump. This symbolically perfect for the campaign. He had been waiting the entire match for that moment. Then this backfire never ends. It literally never ends. First of all, also, Donald Trump now says he will declassify all files on the 9/11 stuff, JFK, and Mr. Jeffrey. If he's elected president, all conspirators will be proven true. Nothing can stop what's coming. Is he asking? It's like Trump's asking for it. He's like, yep, I'll declassify all this stuff that, people don't want you to. Then Trump joins TikTok. A 15-second TikTok to open up. Here's the video.
The president is now on TikTok. It's my honor.
That's it. Just a little, basic. Just a basic TikTok. Nothing going on, right? Biden Harris has been paying all these TikTokers for the last 6 months, years to build their TikTok account. How do you think it's going? How do you think Trump's TikTok is going? Well, Trump made a TikTok less than 12 hours ago and has 1.4 million followers. Biden amassed a total of 300,000 since February. What are they going to do if Trump takes over TikTok? What are they going to do? And by the way, here's the real count. Here's a live count. Trump has 4 million followers. He has 3.5 million more followers than Biden Harris. And it just keeps going up. So it'll be 4 million more followers by the time you see this video. It's bonkers. It's a lot of in the early AM, the count will go offline for a bit, then it'll come back and Biden will have 400 million followers. I mean, who are all these people on TikTok following Trump? Or they must be all his haters, right? I mean, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. Donald Trump amassed over 1 million followers on TikTok in 10 hours. Absolutely crushing. He's got to do this, by the way. He's got to do this.
Now on TikTok.
Look at the comments. Donald Trump has my vote. Welcome to TikTok. President Trump, the greatest president of the history of the United States. The followers are, where are all these people? He's the way I followed instantly. Best president ever. Donald Trump, Dana White. Let's make this TikTok the most famous ever. The people's president. I'm disappointed to be Canadian, not able to have you as my next president. They're all positive. This guy's going to have 10 million TikTok followers by the end of the month if he's really committed to it. And meanwhile, Biden will stay at 300,000. By the way, Trump needs to do that. He needs to get the Gen Z vote. As the Backfire continues, I hope you enjoyed my coverage. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. And if you haven't yet, follow or subscribe down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.